All right, all right. Welcome back to Actors Endurance, home of the enduring artist, where we tell you to never give up on your dreams. Today, I'm very, very happy to introduce a good friend of mine out of Hampton Roads. He's a comedian, he's an Army vet, he's a father, he's an actor, the extraordinary, the very talented and very funny, my man, Dave Catash. Was up. Thank you
What's
for doing Actors Endurance.
Yeah.
Man, thank you for that intro, man. That intro made me, man, I feel good right now. Man, I'm sitting in my bedroom and I feel like I'm somebody now. You know what I'm
You somebody to us,
saying?
man.
Yeah, that's the truth.
So
I
this is,
am somebody.
but this is Actors Endurance. So our first question out, real easy, something really, really, something that you can answer real quick. How did you endure?
Yeah.
I
How
know
did I
that
endure? How did I endure what?
it's a loaded question. I know. But in all seriousness, though, you've been doing this for I guess over 10 years now, something like that. You've been kind of
I'm at eight. I'm in year 8 right now.
8.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
that's
yeah.
a good
Feel like
number.
10 years.
Well, it's a manifestation number. This is the number where everything comes to fruition, right? So,
Amen.
but you started off. So take us through a little bit of a journey because you became an actor later. Um, Take us through a little bit of a journey of your endurance, how you have endured all of these years of starting off as a comedian and then hitting us with your acting ability.
Well, actually, I started off with the acting thing first. But I didn't go and do any training. I'll literally tell you how I'll tell you how the acting thing came along, right? When I was with my first ex-wife, right? I was with her, right? And this before she was my future ex-wife. She was my girlfriend, and she was going to an acting class in Virginia Beach, an actor's place, right? And so I showed up with her. I was like her little chauffeur, you know what I'm saying? I wasn't even her boyfriend, really. Yeah, I was just being used, basically. And one day, the acting coach saw me sitting in the car waiting for those 3 hours for my soon-to-be ex-wife. And she was like, are you with such and such? I ain't gonna say her name. It rhymed with whole other. You know what I'm saying? And anyway, she said, you can't sit out here. You got to come in class with us. We want you to see what you're doing. You ain't got to pay nothing. So I came into class and it was very awesome. She made me a part of the class. That's the first time, and I got interested in acting. And my ex-wife, she was actually a really good actor. But I'm the one that ended up starting to do the acting. She just didn't do it, you know. So that was that. And since then, well, that was like 2000, and I want to say 2001. And by 2008, I was a lead on a stage play. My first lead at a stage play is called What Side Are You On? And with the writer, her name is Vervin Mosley, and we were going everywhere doing this play, and it had lines, but it had a lot of, I do a lot of improv, and it's like a funny play, but it was a serious play. Then by that's now going to the comedy. I'm also an artist, by the way. So being on stage ain't been nothing. I've been doing that my whole life. But in 2015, me being a artist, a hype artist, as you can see, I'm kind of hype. I'm a hype type of dude. I ain't drinking nothing but water though. That's unbelievable. But 2015, I used to do a lot of hosting because I got that energy. And I was like, man, I'm saying stuff and I'm making people laugh. Maybe I could do the comedy thing. Maybe I can do comedy. So I went to the Funny Bone Comedy School, what I'm saying, came out and found out it is not as easy as I thought it was. It was pretty difficult. I got some embarrassing moments back in 2015. It's some really embarrassing moments. And I came along and I met this man. This man, this awesome guy, man. I can't remember his name, but his initial start with Marlon Hargrove. You know what I'm saying? Your host right here was sitting in front of this guy right here. Took me under his wing, no Diddy. You know what I'm saying? And no baby oil, no lube, none of that kind of stuff, and taught me the how to be the best comedian I can possibly be. So, and that's when I learned to put the acting and the comedy together, because there's some acting involved in it. So, I hope I ain't bore y'all to death with my story.
Not at all. And you did mention that you were, I forgot, I apologize. I forgot you was a rapper. And I actually went to one of your shows. You did your thing up
I
there.
did that. I was that bad. You forgot?
No, because I've only seen, actually I did your music video too, didn't I? Oh God.
Dang, bro. You did do my music video. You sure did. He played a creep, y'all. It's called Blame God. You know what I'm saying? Name song, Blame God. Look it up. It's on iTunes and all that good stuff. But yeah.
Man, I played a creep, boy.
You
Boy,
played a creep.
man, right out of Virginia.
Yeah.
But so you hosted for a while. How does being a comedian, or how does being an actor and a live performer, and actually, you know what, I'm just going to call you an entertainer, because you're multifaceted. How did you endure? Actually, I'm gonna go back to an endurance, because you had a lot to endure. So as a comedian or as an actor, how did you endure your relationships? Because that has a tendency to sort of dictate what you're able to do. I mean, you have children and everything, and it's harder for somebody to start a career as late as you did in your life and to still be as successful as you are. How did that happen?
Man. Well, let me say, I had two successful divorces, and you know what I'm saying, like I'll say one successful marriage. I've raised about 11 kids, and only three of them crumb snatchers is mine. But biologically. But to endure that, I don't know. I would have to say God, because you know what I'm saying? You know that, I mean, he's the head of my house. I ain't perfect by any means, but I'm just saying God is the portion that I ain't able to endure stuff. Because I'm saying, like, some of them ex-wives might have got slapped up, if I ain't had God in my life. I don't believe in that though, you know what I'm saying? So, but I'm just saying, like, if I ain't had God in my life, you know what I'm saying, I'd be a totally different person. So, and them kids, oh yeah, well, yeah, they need to get slapped up, some of them. But yeah, man. But yeah, it's, that, and the arts really is is really healing. Like, laughter is healing. It's even in the Bible, it talks about healing. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to die with dry bones. You know what I'm saying? But healing, laughter can heal people. I give a quick testimony. My sister, one of my sisters I just met 3 years ago, because my father was out there. That's another story for you. But I met her, and I was hanging out with her for like 3 years or whatever, and then she died. But before she died, she was in the hospital. And when, not the sister Marlon, so you know what I'm saying, but it was another sister, man. So it was a new sister. But but yeah, but that particular sister, I literally I went to her hospital because she was in a coma. And when she was in that coma, I went there, and I was like, I feel like it in my heart. In the Bible, it says laughter is healing. So if I can make her laugh, even though she's in a coma, they say that she can hear me, then I'm gonna try to make her laugh. So I went and I told one of my hardest jokes, boom, like a hardcore joke that you gotta laugh at. And up to that point, she was in a coma. And then when it came to that point, she went, "Oh, yeah." And I was like, oh my God, hey, a nurse, something wrong with my sister. You know what I'm saying? So that night I went home, and I got a call from my niece, which is her daughter. He said, guess who's out of her coma? So you can't tell me, man. Yeah, that's a real true story. and I got witnesses, and it's unbelievable. It freaked me out though, because she was doing like, it was crazy, man. But she came out of her coma off of, and she didn't laugh. But that was funny enough that she came out like that. But yeah, man, I'm just saying, like, comedy, laughter, the arts, they're healing to me, and it's something I just love to do. Hip hop, I started doing it when I was 12, and you know, and then the other stuff just came along. But even then, Marlon, I would say, uh, doing acting came in school, like, you know what I'm saying, the Christmas plays. You know, I always wanted to be a Santa Claus, you know what I'm saying? But I ain't never get the part. You know, it just irked me, man. I just kept getting the elf, man. I don't know why, man. You know, it's my size or what, man. I couldn't get the Santa Claus role, man. But I would do acting in school. It wasn't good acting. I'm just saying that, but it started a long time ago. And even at church, same thing. Uh, my grandma used to write me prayers to say on Sunday morning, and you know, I forget that prayer, and I started had a freestyle. You know what I'm saying? You know, all them ladies say, he gonna be a preacher. That boy gonna be a preacher, but you got a preacher upon your hands. You know, so I mean, yeah, it's the whole life, man. You know what I'm saying? It's like full circle, and then, you know, the unprofessional turns into the professional. That's how my life goes, man.
Now,
And I can talk a lot too, by the way.
now, was there ever a moment or a time, from the time that you started, was there ever a moment where you felt like either quitting or giving up, or maybe you felt like this wasn't for you?
Uh, I think other people did. I get you know, close people would be like, "You sure you want to do this?" I'm like, "What? What you mean? Yeah, I want to do this." You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, like me, I'm like, you know, so I would prove them all wrong. And my number one fan is my mom. And my mom, one of the things my mom said to me, and it made me cry, because she'd be so proud of me of everything I do. She's like, I didn't know you could do this. I didn't know you could do that. And you do this. Anything you want to do, you just can do. And you just, whatever you want to do, you just do it. And I'm proud of you. You know what I'm saying? You did the rap. You good at that rap. And then you start doing the comedy, got good at that comedy. Then you start doing that acting, got good at that acting. You said, boy, you was a good, one day you be good, a good son. You know what I'm saying? But well, yeah, man, my mom was a blessing, man. So yeah, yeah. Now I never thought about quitting nothing except for jobs. I used to quit them all the time. I don't want to be there. That ain't me. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, as far as stuff I like doing, whether I'm good at it or getting there or whatever, I don't quit. So you know what I'm saying? That's how I am. So yeah.
Your mom is a good actor. I remember her up on my stage. She
Bruh.
took the whole stage that night.
Bruh, man, you don't understand. Now she went and she was in a movie with me.
Really?
She was supposed to be an extra, and then she ended up turning into something else, man. She was an extra because she was they started putting her in everything because she is a character. You know she is. She is off the chase. She just was here not too long ago, and yeah, it's a movie called, it's gonna be Getaway 2. And it'll be dropping out on, you know, saying you know, the biggest you know, what do you call them, movie spots, you know, like Tubi, you know, stuff like that. But yeah, it'll be out on Tubi and Apple TV and Prime Video and all that eventually. I'm not sure when that's dropping. The first one dropped, but she wasn't in that one.
Okay,
Yeah, yeah,
that's cool.
yeah.
So so how actually we'll go on, because I was gonna ask you more about your mom, but
Oh, ask away.
well, how was it on set? Were you in the same scene with her?
Yes, it's in some of it where originally we was all in the same scene. She was just, it started off with a funeral, and she oh my God, just imagine my mom. You know my mom. My mom is, she's a, how old is she? I think she's 68 now. No, she's 69. She the nasty age. I remember that. 69.
Oh my God.
The nasty age. She's gonna be 70 in December. I just remembered, man. I can't keep up with my own age. But yeah, man, she was just gonna be in a scene where we were going to a funeral, and she was gonna be the, you know, the old lady there that's crying and stuff. But she took it to another level, to the point, was like, oh, let me get her in this scene, She was in a scene where somebody came in a club and started shooting it up. She was in that screaming, and they had it. They had her in a whole bunch of crazy scenes. So it was like it went from me being in a scene with her, and she totally outshines me, bro. It's like I'm not there. I'm like an extra, and I got lines. You know, she is off the chain. And then it went into they start getting her in other scenes, man, and she just take over the scene, man. And she, you know, what I'm saying she was good though, and she remembered that day though, because she always says, "I'm scared. I know I was talking so much. I can't shut other people up." I said, "Mama, yeah, it was your first time. You got it." But yeah, she was on point. She said, "I ain't say too much, did I?" I said, "No, what you doing?" Everybody, the whole cast, like we be over there watching another scene, and the whole cast, when she come up, they all get her phones out and start recording it. I'm telling you, she is a character. She is hilarious, bro.
Wow.
Yes,
Wow.
sir.
It's not shocking. It's not shocking. So do you think that you may have gotten some of your chops from her? You know, because
I guarantee I've gotten some of my shots from her and my grandmama, and she got a lot of hers from her too. So yeah. My grandma, I wish she was still alive, but she's probably the funniest person I've met in my life. She was insane. I mean, talk about a woman that take a cigarette and put it in her nose and go like this. I'm telling you, she was on some other stuff. She'd take a match and put it in between my granddaddy toes while he's sleeping, man. I'm telling you, grandma was crazy. Man, I'll tell you something else, man. My grandma used to tell my mom to pretend like somebody was breaking in the house. I would hear the conversation just to scare my sister, the sister that you know, right? And so my mom was, all right, just wait about 5 minutes. And my mom go out there, you know what I'm saying? And she said, and I'm just looking at my mom like, and then my sister's like, oh my God. And my grandma was like, for real? And my grandma run outside too. Kind of find out grandma forgot. She said, don't ever do it that good again. so, this a guy, we had a crazy house, man.
oh my God. Wow. That's okay. That explains a lot. That explains a lot. I get it now. I get it. So, uh, something very interesting. And we never triple down on endurance questions. This may be the first time, but how do you endure an interracial relationship?
Oh, wow. Man, it ain't gonna lie. At first, it was kind of rough, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, so my current and final wife, she is white, okay? You know what I'm saying? The other one was brown, you know what I'm saying? And I remember the endurance of that, man. I remember telling my granddaddy, you know, my grandma gone now, so I'm telling her and my mom, I was like, granddaddy, I want to introduce you to my girlfriend, who I wasn't planning on marrying. I wasn't planning on getting married no more. You know, I ain't gonna try to get married no more. You know what I'm saying? I told my granddad I want to meet her, but I want you to meet her, but she's a little different. And he said, well, what's wrong with her? I was like, well, you know, she a woman. Ain't she? I'm like, yeah, granddaddy, yeah, man, I don't rock like that. You know, I said, all right, granddad, well, she's white. And he like, but your grandma was white. I said, what? Grandma was white? Like, yeah, her daddy was half white. Y'all got white in y'all family. I married a white woman too. Boy, you ain't work with one side, get with the other. That's what granddaddy said. So I was shocked. And so the whole family loved her. And they absolutely loved, they never loved any of my wives before. You know what I'm saying? I had plenty of them for them to like, and they didn't like none of them. But with Claire, they love her. And she's so the endurance with that, you know, the rough part ain't the family. It sometimes be the outside. Cause I mean, you look at me, I'm handsome, I look real good. You know what I'm saying? I mean, anyone would just want to just holler at me. You know what I'm saying? Look at this guy right here. You know, but you know what I'm saying? Sometimes you know, my sisters be like, oh, so you on the other side, you don't like us. It ain't never been like that. I just found somebody I love. I love her, she loved me, she treat me like a human being. She ain't out there cheating on me. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't never had her cheat on me, you know what I'm saying? Like why nobody was in my corner when I was with a sister? You know what I'm saying? Why nobody was in my corner, like, trying to, hey, you okay? You know what I'm saying? Nobody cared. But now I got with a white lady. Now all of a sudden, like, you don't like the sisters. You know what I'm saying? They ain't gonna treat you like we are. I know. She ain't treating me like that. She ain't never cheated. Now, nothing. Now, I don't want to get killed. I don't want to get cast. I love black women. It ain't like that at all. It just, I met a woman who treated me like a human being, and my people actually love her. So what can I say, man? You know what I'm saying? So yeah, but that used to be the thing. Now nobody f with me on that tip. They and most of the time, for real, people, if they meet my wife, they automatically fall in love with her. You know what I'm saying? If anything, sometimes women be jealous because she got a big old booty. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I always like a big old booty. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, that was the thing. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, she crossed one of my checks. You know what I'm saying? So, and she's a great, great woman. I couldn't ask for a better woman. So, yeah, that's it, man.
Shout out to
I hope I
Claire.
don't get canceled. If y'all need to delete any of that, just do what y'all gotta do.
Nah, you won't get canceled, man. We appreciate the honesty, to be honest with you. And yeah, Claire, you're right. It was instant, and everywhere that she's gone, you guys have been together. I don't think that it was a question of whether it was love or not. So, good job there, my brother. Good
I
job with the
appreciate it.
relationship. And you guys have, and that what I think is hilarious is that you're like a mixed Brady bunch up in there. You got black and like pure white and pure black kids. What's that like, man? Because you guys you don't share a child, right?
No, we don't. But her daughter is actually, she's white and Puerto Rican. She just look more white, but sometimes she be acting like a bilingual. So sometimes they come out of it. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it's an interesting dynamic. With my daughter, she got her she get her little weaves and all that kind of stuff, and the hair be hanging around in the tub, and then the white daughter, her hair hanging around the tub, and all types of hair all over the daggone place, man. So it can get a little nerving. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all, oh, this is your hair. This your hair. Now don't say it ain't your. I know who hair this is. It's easy to tell who hair, when they done something wrong. But yeah, man. It's been good, man. Uh, I can't. Yeah, it's been good. It's way better than you would think it would be, and I can't say that for everybody, because I see some families out there and mixed families, and I'm like, bruh, nah. You might need to go away. It's like a little racist, but nah, man. We got a great household, man. So yeah.
That's good. That's good. Yeah, but now all I'm gonna remember now is Big Booty Claire. Just he married a Big Booty Claire.
Yeah, and that's what it is, man. Like, you know what I'm saying?
She checked all your boxes off.
Look, I'll tell you how I met her too. It's crazy. I was I was going through my little phase after my final marriage before this one, right? And so I was just getting into a whole lot of stuff, to do. So I started dancing in this gospel group or whatever. You know what I'm saying? That they do like church stuff and all that. And she was in their class, and she was the only white person in the class. You know what I'm saying? So, and I thought she was married, you know what I'm saying? Because I used to be a youth pastor, ta-da. You know what I'm saying? I used to be a youth pastor at one point, and she went to my church a couple of times with this dude, and I thought they was like, I thought they were married. So we was in class one day. She always talking to me. We had great conversation, you know what I'm saying? I wasn't even trying to holler at her. I wasn't even thinking about her like that. I just like, she, I seen her booty, and you know what I'm saying? Like, her booty was a cutie, you know what I'm saying? But that was it, you know what I'm saying? Otherwise, I won't think like that. And then, so I was like, yeah. So how, when I started getting these feelings, I was like, yo, how your husband doing? She says, husband? My husband? I'm not married. And I was like, hold up. That's your husband? And she was like, no, he's my boyfriend, but we've been together for 6 years, but I'm thinking he's gonna break up with me any day now. I was like, she's throwing some vibes out there, right? So I went to my kids and because they was in the class too, and I was like, kids, y'all know Miss Claire? They were like, yeah. I said, what do y'all think about her? Yeah, my daughter was like, oh, she's cool. And then my son was like, yeah, she's cool, but she's weird. You know what I'm saying? Like, is it because she's white? And he's like, I don't know, she's just a little weird. I was like, okay, well, I said, well, I think I want to holler at her. I'm thinking about it. What y'all think about that? I'd be all right, cool, whatever. So I was like, I ain't have an idea if she liked me, but I felt like she would. So that next class, after class, I was gonna holler at her, man. I look around, she gone. I said, oh snap. I had to go down 2 flights of stairs. I got the elevator. I'm running, and then I get to the door, and then I'm acting like, I'm chilling, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm being myself again. And I said, hey. I was like, hey, Claire, I know you be coming out this way and stuff. You live all the way in Newport News and this out Virginia Beach. If I what I'm saying, I go at, like you could just come around and hang on over at my house, while you're waiting for class or whatever, saying you and your daughter. And she was like, that is not a good idea. I was like, oh, my bad. She said, but I'll take your number. So of course I felt like I got curved. And then I got in the car, I said, all right. And I was like, man, I feel dumb as a mud, right? I got in the car, she called me. And I was like, hello? She was like, yeah, I was just trying to make sure you got my number. And then we got to talking. She's like, yeah, I like that dance you do with the hat and all this kind of stuff. And I'm like, we should go out. No, we can't go out because I got a boyfriend. But if he breaks up with me, then I'm right there. And I was like, man, he ain't gonna break up with you. No, I think he's gonna. Why do you think that? He's always complaining. He's always complaining. Her daughter was like, can we go to Busch Gardens with David and the kids? And she's like, no, I can't do that. I can't do it unless we break up. So Friday night, Saturday is the day we were gonna go to Busch Gardens if we're gonna go. so I'm on the phone with her, and she says, I gotta get off the phone. He's calling me now. And I was like, dang, all right. And she gets off the phone, calls me back like 5 minutes. Guess what? I can go to Busch Gardens tomorrow. I was like, what? Did he break up with you? He said, no, I broke up with him. And that was the beginning of the relationship.
God, wow.
That is one.
And look, I talk a lot, so feel free to shut me up at any time. Just move me along because I can go. I can stay on a tangent.
Oh, man.
You're fine.
You are now watching Actors Endurance Podcast, the #1 podcast for the resilient artist.
Let's move on.
I got that booty now, you know what I'm saying? Now you're strong.
Congratulations on that.
Thank you.
But you are a host. So now, as being a comedian, so I remember when you first started off and your ascension to be a host, which is different. So break down the difference between doing a set and being a host.
So if you're a host, the show is about the show. I mean, hold on, take it back. The host is there to pump up the show. So it doesn't mean you don't tell jokes, but your main priority is make sure the show goes well. So, I'll get up there, I get the people started to get ready to laugh, but it's not really on me to be the funniest person that particular day. It's on me to make sure the show goes great. You know what I'm saying? So let's say, I bring up a comedian, I make them feel like $100, keep the energy up in the room. If they come off and they bomb and they were terrible, I have to say something about it. Make the and reset the room, make them laugh about how terrible this person was. They're gonna walk a long way to the car because man, I don't know what they were thinking about in here with these good people. And it ain't funny, you know what I'm saying? Make fun of them a little bit, and I'm like, oh, they was all right, man. Give them some love. All right, man. Y'all ready for the next comedian? Next one's gonna be funny. You know what I'm saying? And bring that energy back up in the room and voila, you know what I'm saying? And keep that show up here. So yeah, that's so just performing a comedic act is really about me and the audience. You know what I'm saying? So it's about me and the audience conversating even without them talking, but conversating back and having a conversation back and forth. Whereas I'm trying to be the funniest cat up there. You know what I'm saying? But another thing about the host, you want to know the people you have performing on your show so you can know who is a decent opener and who's a finisher. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't want to open with the funniest person. Because I've done that before, and everybody else bombed because this person. Sometimes it's me. You know what I'm saying? The funniest person there went first or before the last person, and the last person, if they're not a true headliner, like somebody who draws people in seats, doing, they do 45 to an hour or whatever, and they're traveling, like people are not actually there to necessarily see them, and they might bomb. You know what I'm saying? They might bomb because somebody is so good that comes before them. So it happens. And when I'm like the funniest guy and over the headliner, I don't wallow in it. I try to tell people, shh, don't do that. Don't tell me that. I mean, pass me money. You should have been a headliner. Pass me money and all this kind of stuff. And I be like, hey, don't do that, because I ain't never gonna get to be the feature or the host again. Because you know what I'm saying, if you're outshining somebody, so you know what I'm saying, it's not the to do that. But yeah, you gotta, if you're a host and you putting a show together, know who you put on your show. Supposed to go like this, like a slope up. Yeah.
Now, where are some of the places or venues around like the country? Where have you performed at?
Man, I'm so proud to say I performed at the Laugh Factory in LA. I'm pretty proud of that one. I performed at the Comedy Chateau in Los Angeles. Also performed at the Atlanta Comedy Theater, ATL, and what is that other one? Uptown Comedy Club in Atlanta. Performed at some smaller clubs in New York. One's called NYC Comedy. I don't know. This is such a this is a small club. You can tell it's an NYC Comedy, and then another one called Comedy NYC. You know what I'm saying? Small club. You know what I'm saying? Of course, here in Virginia where I live at, the Funny Bone, the Virginia Beach Funny Bone, the Richmond Funny Bone. Performing some spots in DC. You know what I'm saying? And that's pretty much where I've been at, and I'm ready to go somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm trying to get down in Texas, and I should be down there sometime soon. So, Texas and around the country. But yeah, man, I'm gonna come up, y'all.
I love it.
Come on down. Come on down. So how long, because a lot of people, so I'm in Austin now, and the comedian or the comedy scene down here, it's a lot of comedians, but I'm not sure if they understand how tough it is to get your first 15 minutes or 30 minutes. So explain, how did that come about? How long did it take you to actually get we'll say a half an hour, because I think that's the mark of, it's the mark of a comedian to say, I got a half an hour set. How difficult was it to develop that?
I always say 7 years for my half an hour.
Wow.
I would say that because, and that a solid half an hour. I think it took about 7 years, because now I have an hour now, but like 7 years, and it's like but it's all is really how hard you work and how often you're on stage and stuff like that. Because I mean people can get there in 2 or 3 years. You know what I'm saying? They can possibly get there if you're on stage a whole lot. Now, if you're not on stage, like, you know what I'm saying, this is where you living at like that, then yeah, it could take you longer. But for when I say a lot of people, when they say they got half an hour, they might just be rambling. You know what I'm saying? When I'm talking like, you know what I'm saying, you doing like joke after joke after joke after joke. You know what I'm saying? You keeping the people engaged the whole time. At a 20-minute mark, to change whatever you're doing to keep the people's attention. You know what I'm saying? Don't do the same type of joke back to back or really close together, because people will get what you're doing. I like to do a lot of surprise jokes, like surprise or what do you call them? Reverses. I like to do a lot of reverses, but if I do a reverse right now, I'm gonna wait a while to do another reverse because you're gonna catch my game. You know what I'm saying? I want you to get my game. It's like being a magician. I try to tell people that. It's like being a magician. You telling jokes, you know what I'm saying? The funniest comedians write their jokes and they improv in the moment. You know what I'm saying? You know, you know, some of them don't and they can wing it and you know just keep talking along. Uh, you know, I look down on that, but I mean, people, you know, however people want to do it, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, for 30 minutes though, a real 30 minutes where you can go in front of a comedy club and have them laughing back to back to back and then finish off with the funniest joke. Start with the funniest joke and end on a joke that is either really close to as funny as the first joke, you know what I'm saying? Have your set like that, where you can do your set anywhere in LA, in Atlanta, in Virginia, in Texas, and people laughing at the same jokes. 30 minutes? Nigga, 7 years. I'm gonna say it like that, because it took me to go across the country to really know if I was funny or not. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, I'm getting these laughs in Virginia. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I gotta change this because that's a regional joke. I gotta change that for New York. I gotta change that for California. You know what I'm saying? You gotta change. And look, I even had to change some jokes because I was performing in front of blind people. So physical comedy is not working in front of blind people. I did that in California. Yeah, it ain't none of that physical comedy ain't working. In Gatesville, California, it's a center for blind people. I was the comedic entertainment, one of the comedians. And I had knew that. And I knew that I had to talk a little slower because in LA, I have a country twang. They think I'm from Atlanta. Wow. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all wow with it. That's the way they talk down there. You know what I'm saying? But in LA, I'm country. So I have to slow it down until they catch up to the way that I talk. So 30 minutes, I say, really mastered where you can go across the country. I say 7 years, maybe 6, honestly. You know what I'm saying? Unless you traveling around the country and you know, maybe come up with your 30 minutes like that. I don't know, but I'm saying 7 years, honestly.
Yeah. I remember when we met, I asked you how many minutes you had. You said 5. And I said, well, you don't have no minutes, huh? So
And I was like, what? I know I got 8 minutes. You like, no, you don't got no minutes. Like, and you know what? To prove you right is when I get in front of an audience and a comedian, like at first I started off with church. I had a lot of church jokes and stuff. And I go somewhere in another comedian at a club and they got a bunch of church jokes and some jokes that might be similar to mine. And I'm gonna come right behind them and do my jokes too. And that's where I was at. It happened to me. I went and did, somebody came right before me and did some jokes, church jokes. And I came behind them and, oh, hold up, pause. No Diddy. I said that wrong. I performed them after him. Okay, pause. That's bad too. Y'all know what I'm trying to say. I was after him. I performed after him, and man, I did that stuff, and the people were like, we got, and then the host said, "Wow, we got a lot of church jokes today." Like, I guess everybody's going to the black church, you know. So yeah, you're right. So in that situation, I didn't have anywhere to go. I had a comedian that, you know, specifically that basically stole one of my jokes. Not the one you think I'm talking about, it's another one. But I have had comedians steal jokes. And I had this one, he stole my joke, and I came behind him, pause, and no Diddy, no Lou, and I still tried to do my joke, and they were like, So there was 2 lessons I learned you gotta have more material to go to because they're like, oh dang. I had a just the other day I was going to a show and I had planned on doing some of my being 46 old jokes and stuff. I got a whole bunch of them, right? And just complaining about being that age. And then there was a lady that went on like 2 acts before me, and she started talking about her being 57. So now, nigga, ain't no talking about me being 46. You know what I'm saying? Ain't gonna beat a dead horse. So I'm not doing that today. I'm gonna talk about ex-wives or other kids or something, or you know what I'm saying, like growing up in America. I'm not gonna talk about that. So yeah, so you're right. If you got 5 minutes, you don't got no time because you can't switch it out. That's all you got. Yeah.
I'm trying to ask questions, but you're so funny. You got anything for him?
It was another comedian that you know specifically that you work with. My dude, Ferguson, Lamar Ferguson. You know what I'm saying? One of the first shows I did. He's much shorter than me, believe it or not. I'm 5'6", 5'5". You know what I'm saying? He is short, right? But I'm gonna talk about how short I am after going up. And people are like, you're not short. I'm standing right beside this guy, you know what I'm saying? He like this. And I did his short jokes and I do my short jokes. It's just beating a dead horse.
Shout out. Yeah, he got me coughing up in here. Shout out to my man Lamont Ferguson. Oh man. Well, that's about preparedness. And when I was training, well, especially when I train anyone, I try to train for preparedness. And I will say that you did it, like your progression, even though it took 7 years, it was always progressive. You were always getting to a new kind of height in your career, or at least another level. I mean, to go from no minutes to a host, that was under 2 years, if I remember.
Oh yeah.
That's nice.
And I ain't bragging, but I'm a really good host. So me being a really good host, I not did hosting. You usually do between 5 to 10 minutes, but they would start getting me to do like 25 to 30 minutes as a host because they liked it, but they still wanted me to host. It was so weird. So so I still had to go all out and be. That's what happened. That's what I told you. Like, I ended up being the funniest guy, and I wasn't supposed to be. Is when they give me a 30-minute hosting job. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I'm giving it to them. I got to. I can't be boring for 30 minutes. So yeah, man.
Let me ask you. You do clean comedy, is that correct?
For the most part, yes, and I should say yes, but I do say some stuff that you can't say everywhere. So there's some things that kids ain't necessarily good for kids. Ain't necessarily good for your great grandma. Saying your auntie may not be good for that situation all the time. But for the most part, I'm a clean comedian. I don't never drop no F-bombs. If I ever drop an F-bomb, that's because I'm losing. You know what I'm saying? And so now I don't drop no F-bombs, but you know what I'm saying? I might, drop a nigga here and there, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's my favorite word, you know what I'm saying? Might say the B word. I don't know, every once in a blue moon, but I don't need those words. I don't have to curse in my comedy. I just, sometimes, that word is the word that I gotta use for that particular thing, but all words are replaceable. And the way I write my comedy is written so it's not written with curse words in it. Just sometimes colorful language help out. So yeah, but
now is there any particular reason why you do clean comedy? Because we had another comedian on here. His name is Keith Ellis, and he's also a clean comedian. He's based out of Arizona, but he's traveled the world, doing comedy. And his reason was because he always wanted to, have his mom be able to, or his see his comedy. But also, what he was also saying is that he can perform in front of anyone, anywhere. So he never has to clean his stuff up, or it's still funny. It's just not with all the curse words. So what is your reason for doing clean comedy?
So for me, it's a lot of reasons. Well, I am a Christian. I mean, I told you I used to be a youth pastor. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, but um I want to say the mom thing, but my mom, she don't hurt me, you know, say a few words. So my comedy, she didn't say nothing. She didn't say nothing. She didn't say nothing. She just laughed. So I mean, you know, but you know, I don't want to hear my kids to hear me curse. You know what I'm saying? I don't want that. I don't want them to, you know, gravitate to that. My son, my youngest son, he wants to be a comedian. So, you know, he's watching dad. You know what I'm saying? So it's just a perception. Because technically for me, I feel, and this is something I said, I'm gonna tell y'all, I accidentally cursed at a church. I'm gonna be honest with you. I accidentally cursed at a church, and I'm gonna tell you the word I said. I said hell and damn. Now, both of them is in the Bible, right? Now, but I didn't use them as the biblical terms. So I did it. The church, they thought it was funny, and you know, and all, and I, you know, I apologize, whatever, blah, blah, blah. But after I finished my set, because it was a killer set, I went to the back to talk to the pastor because I could tell he wanted me to get off stage, but I was not acting like I saw him. I ignored him and kept getting my laugh. Because I know this dude, right? So I go to his office. I say, "Hey, pastor, man, I'm sorry, man. I ain't mean to drop them curse words." He was like, "Nigga." I mean, I'm dead serious. I was like, he was like, nigga, he's like, nigga, that man, nigga, you can't be doing that. That's what people praying ish. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't be doing that ish no more on the damn, you know, I was like, man, what the? This is the pastor. You know what I'm saying? I don't care if you're watching this, but I ain't gonna say his name, but but yeah, but I say all that to say that I doing that program, I also talked to the people and I was like, my thought process about cursing, although I do it for perception purposes, I don't believe cursing is a real thing far as saying bad words. And the reason I'm saying that is because um, you can look at different words you can say in the English or here in America. Like here I can say bloody, but in Britain, that's a bad word. That's like saying MF. You know what I'm saying? And here I can say bomber clot, and you don't think I'm saying nothing bad. But in Jamaica, you know, you make somebody want to fight. You know what I'm saying? In the, you know, here I can call someone a cigarette, but I go over there, you know, to UK, they call it a fag. You know what I'm saying? So they smoking a fag. Over here, that's killing a homosexual. I can't, you know, you can't say certain words. So it's like certain words. We put a thing over words, and I don't feel like God did that. Even the Bible talks about Moses. He said he spoke with strong words. So that is what would be considered in Hebrew where he was at bad words. But you know, cursing actually is casting somebody away to hell or something like that. Like go to hell. That's like a curse word. Calling somebody stupid. You know what I'm saying? You know, I hate you. And those things are cursing. And you don't even have to use curse words to be curses. Just having some words that, you know, the word hell is a bad word, you know, without any context. And that's all I'm saying. So yeah, I can talk. I'm sorry. But that's my philosophy about that. But I do not use those words for perception purposes. That's what I'm saying. So, and you can perform anywhere with them, like the young man said. So yeah. But
Well, your son almost heard you curse. He was on the way to that show, and that dude was preaching on the street.
oh yeah, I was a little. I don't like. So I'm an adamant believer, and I don't like when other believers make it so it's so hard for anyone else to be a believer. It ain't about being perfect. You're not, your righteousness is like filthy rags. That's what the Bible say. So that's not what's getting you into heaven. Like you acting like you perfect and yelling at everybody, you're going to hell, brimstone. You guys are nothing. You haven't received the birth of Jesus Christ. No, that guy, nobody want to hear that. You know what I'm saying? If the and I always say that when the Bible say, but this is what the Bible say. The Bible say, in Proverbs it talked about if you want to attract bees, you do honey, things of that nature. Be seasoned with salt. It tells us that thing. Not going out there, y'all going to hell. You ain't no good. You a sinner. You a homosexual. All that kind of stuff, man. And that ain't bringing nobody to Christ. So that makes me mad. And so what you saw that day was like, I want to uppercut this dude because he's yelling and stuff, and people are getting mad and upset, and no one's coming over to him because he's not just speaking truth. He's not speaking out of love. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, that's just the way I am, man. I can't stand.
I had to pull you out. I had to pull you out in the middle of the intersection. I was like, hold up, Dave, don't get hit.
Yeah, it's true, man.
Excuse me. So we'll ask a couple of acting questions, of course. How do you use your comedy, your stage comedy, to help you out with your films? And you played a couple of different characters. So you played serious or dramatic rather, and you've also played comedy. You played a guy who stuttered. So how do you use comedy and life experience to help you out in your films?
So comedy, I would say timing, that comedy timing. So like, you give me some lines to say and I need to react. You always taught me, and it's true, acting is reacting. So, what I'm saying? So I'm reacting. So if I'm just ready to do my lines and I ain't paying attention to what someone said to me and reacting to it, then that's not acting. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, comedy, and I use acting in comedy too, because I'm reacting to how the audience approves what I'm saying or disapproves of what I'm saying, to get my point across. And like in movie roles, man, I love the fact that I used to in the play I told you about I did back in 2008. What side are you on? Whose side are you on? In order to cry, I would think about my grandmother. She passed away, and that would make me cry. But I would have to think about her. So as a whole act, I had to be serious and cry. But now here in 2024. If you were to ask me to cry about something, I would put myself in a position of that. And I don't know if that's called method acting or what, but if you told me that I was to pretend like I was going to lose my job and I'm not going to be able to feed my family, and give me a minute or so, I'll put myself in that place and I can get there and cry about it. And actually, I'd be hyperventilating and all that kind of stuff. And then once you say, cut, you know what I'm saying? I got these cold tears running down my eyes, crocodile tears, if you will, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, man. So I think I went all the way off the question, but you asked me about how comedy helped me with acting, timing. I think I went all over the place. Like, what?
Good, you're good, brother. I think that we need these perspectives because everybody prepares differently. It's acting isn't just one technique; it's a culmination of technique and life experience. So there's no one way to approach it, and and so that's why we ask these questions, because there's a multitude of ways to approach your work, to do your work, prepare your work, and we try to give our audience a wider perspective of, how are you going from a comedian to an actor to, still, at least the last time I saw you, you were still doing a gospel rapping.
Is it gospel? What now?
Is it gospel rapping? What is it called?
Oh yeah. I do. Yeah, I still do a little bit of that. I do. Yeah. Yeah. I put myself in the place of I connect myself, just like you said, from life experiences or things of that nature. I connect myself with it. I can think about a time that I lost the job at the barber shop, when I used to be the sweet boy. You know what I'm saying? I could think about that in order to cry, you know what I'm saying? Because maybe I didn't cry then, but I could put myself in that situation. I got killed in a movie. I mean, that wasn't a movie. It was a stage. It was a stage play. I played a crackhead. Now, I don't have any life experiences of my own with being a crackhead, but I've seen plenty of crackheads, and I love to people watch. I'm an amazing people watcher because I will notice the craziest things, the craziest voices, and I'll pick up a character real quick, man. Right, this right here, man. Well, you hear this right here? What, boy, I'm trying to tell you, boy, this is my supervisor right here, boy. Yeah, boy, you ain't never heard this guy. See, I'm trying to tell you, I can talk to anybody at work, or I can talk to this guy at work. Yeah, man. Yeah, I don't know. As a character, sometimes I can just, hear how people talk. I don't like black people that much, but you're pretty safe. So I'm a people listener and watcher. I do this all the time, and I realize I can pick up people's character if they have something special about their character. I'm like, oh snap, and I'm just automatically doing it. You know what I'm saying? So just one of my things, man. So yeah, I love the people watch. People watch is dope. Man.
So you got enough crackheads in P-Town, so you're good to go.
Yes.
No character study. You just walk and step outside the house. All right, got him.
Stupid, man.
Shout out to hold on. All right, before I get in trouble, that's my dad's hometown, my grandparents, everything. Shout out P-Town, shout out Portsmouth, shout out Hampton Roads, Virginia, man. And I've been. You talking a lot. I've talked a lot. Shanette, what you got anything else for my man here?
Yeah, I have a couple of questions. So I would like to know, what do you do on a day-to-day basis just to stay current? How are you working on your craft like every day? Like, what are some of the things that you do?
Man, so I'm watching people like Marlon Wayans, who I really like.
Love him,
I
right?
watched that dude improve. I mean, like I be inboxing me, he inboxing me back, but he don't never answer when I say, "Can I open for you?" But that's besides the point. But no, this guy, he went from to me not really being that funny. He was just more like a character actor on stand up and to what he has went. Did y'all see Good Grief?
Yes,
Good grief, that was amazing. It was such it was such such a push to me, and I told him this, man, because my special, or one of my specials that I have planned in my head, and a lot of it's written out already, is about how I was conceived. I was conceived through rape, and I got a whole thing about that. Oh, that's why I said I had some sisters I met a couple of years ago. It's crazy, you know what I'm saying? Like, like got a nephew that's also my cousin. It's crazy. I'm trying to tell you. But yeah, I got a whole thing with that. And I can't remember the comedian. He's a notable comedian. I can't think of his name, but he gave me the title to my special because I told him about it too. Like, so how I stay on my crap is talking to other comedians that have made it, and also watching specials like that would inspire me even more into what I'm already deciding that I'm gonna do, because it's like a weird space, but I'm gonna go to that weird. He went to a weird space and I loved it. So far as comedy, and then I'm constantly writing. I take classes. Some people think you can't take classes to be a comedian and all that kind of stuff. That's stupid, because man, if I'm gonna get good at anything, I'm gonna be great. You know what I'm saying? So I've taken a class with Jerry Corley. His class, it tells you the elements that make people laugh. And once you know the elements to make people laugh, then I can write whatever, and I know it's gonna make people laugh because I have the elements down to, what I'm saying, of how to say it. I mean, well, not how to say it, but how to write it. You know what I'm saying? Then it goes to how to say it. You know what I'm saying? And saying it in a conversational way. So I'm constantly, I'm always thinking. I'm always, and in real life, I'd sit there and talk to people and I make them laugh all day. That's what I do. I'm like, okay, well, this worked. You know what I'm saying? I told somebody the other day, I said, man, I don't like abusive relationships. I was in one and I just knew I always had 3 places I can go. I can go to, my mama house, my grandmama house, or my wife's house. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying? Just stuff like I say stuff like that in conversation all the time. And I'm like, oh, they liked it. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, so, you know what I'm saying? So I do that all the time and just in regular life. That's what keeps me relevant and whatnot. And going to classes and yeah, man. And just being who I am as much as I can on stage. And it's literally really balancing off. It used to be like this. I was performing, I was performing instead of like, you know, being myself, being in the moment and being funny. So I had to figure that out. It was hard, you know what I'm saying? But now I don't even think about it. I just go up there like, what are you gonna talk about? Man, I got lots of written jokes, but I could go anywhere with it. You know what I'm saying? Somebody else said something I might be saying something similar to. I ain't gonna talk about that. You're gonna go talk about P. Diddy. I ain't gonna say one no Diddy joke at all. Unless I'm gonna do a callback on your joke to be funny. But that's it, Like, yeah, man. So, I mean, I had some good trainers, yo. Good trainers. Michael Collier is one of my trainers. Yeah. He's one of my trainers. I took his class. I told you Jerry Corley, Marlon, Tim Lulis. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, there's a few trainers that have helped train me, and I've gotten advice from Rodney Perry, like people like that, man. So yeah, man, that's how I stay relevant and keep doing what I'm supposed to be doing. Trying to get better and better and better.
That's good. And I want to piggyback on something you said. Me and Marlon talk about this a lot, and I think it's definitely relevant. I think it's always relevant, but definitely nowadays in 2024 about being yourself, like really embracing who you truly are. And you said it was difficult and it was a journey because I feel like anyone in the entertainment business, I feel like especially when you first get into it, you feel like you have to be certain way, or you have to either always be on, or you always have to be performing, or you have to build this character of yourself, or you don't want to offend somebody, so you pull back on your true personality. There's so many different things that go into it.
Right.
What I've realized, and I'm sure you have, and Marlon as well, is that is what makes us, us. That's what separates us. That's what and you don't have to like go to the extreme. You just have to just be comfortable and rooted and grounded in who you truly are. If you're gonna
That's true.
curse, you're gonna curse. If you're not going to curse, you're not going to curse, and that's who you are.
Right.
Can you take us a little bit on your journey and some of the maybe internal battles that you struggled with to get to the place to where you are, to where you're comfortable with who you are and how you portray yourself, and you're just doing your thing now.
Yeah. Well, the first battle was what, like you said, offending people. So I had to deal with that at first, offending people. Like, uh, I don't want to go into that route. Let me see. But yeah, just trying to not offend people. Like at first, my comedy started in the church, but in the church, my comedy was a little offensive at first because I talked a lot about, my exes and stuff like that, and it didn't go over very well, and I hadn't gotten my voice yet. So so I started working hard in the comedy clubs, start working hard at with Marlon and things of that nature. And I'll come back and I don't even think I go killing. I kill it in a church. I kill it in a church. It's not even hard. I mean, at one time I said those 2 words, but I mean they still in the Bible, so it kind of technically didn't work. It didn't matter. Yeah, the internal battle, like, it's not, yeah, you kind of don't want to offend people, but by this time I kind of know what that is, so I kind of don't want to write about stuff like that. I mean, I'm not going to tell no rape jokes or nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna talk bad about little kids. You know, I mean, you know, I'm literally putting my actual opinion out there, like when I'm doing this. And if some of the opinions that I have, which could make people upset, I'll give you an example. I'll talk about how I raised a bunch of kids that weren't mine, stepkids and all that. Nobody knew that they weren't my real kids. No one knew what was going on in the family, kind of like Jada and Will. Now, that particular thing for a while was hilarious. And then after a while, people started getting mad. You know what I'm saying? So, like, talking about the vaccination, that type of thing. At first, it's funny, the Johnson vaccination. And then after a while, people start feeling some kind of way because they did get the Johnson vaccination. I'm like, why did they get the baby oil P. Diddy vaccination? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Extra lube. But but that it started offending people after a while. You can see it because I'm killing them. And I say one of those type of statements, people go, oh. So you gotta turn them around or know what to say after, you know, they get upset. You know, don't get mad at me because you got that vaccination. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. So yeah, that's the internal battles right there. And then being a musician, I was told about Tina Graham. Tina Graham is one of the founders of Def Comedy Jam. You know what I'm saying? She helped find like almost all the comedians you can think of. You know what I'm saying? Bar, Wanda Sykes, and now she discovered Dave Chappelle, Martin, you know, people on that level, all those people. She's that one. Her, Bob Sumner, all those. But she said to use, because she knows me very well. She says to use all of me. She used everything you got, everything. You use your sex appeal, use your height, use your music, your acting. And I was like, how the heck do I do that? You know, how do I do that? You know, Michael Collier gave me this song to come out on. It was called the Stepdaddy Dance. And I was coming to the stage with the Stepdaddy Dance and all that. And it was so dope. But then I had to do a show and we couldn't use any copyrighted music. But I'm a musician. So I said, well, how about I make my own song? So you can download on anywhere. It's called I'm a Step Baby Daddy. Cause you know what I'm saying? Cause that's why I'm a step baby daddy. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, and my song, that's now my intro song. So I can, even though Michael Collier gave me a song, I can thank him for giving me the idea to have a song, and I made my own song out of it, and I have a good time. So I'll go up there and rap a little bit. You know what I'm saying? I do a little bit of music. So I kind of do a little dancing because I'm a dancer. I can cut a rug real good. You know what I'm saying? I don't even need no scissors. I can just cut that rug real good. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, man. Marlon know I can dance. I danced at one of his parties before.
Yeah, and I'm gonna put a no Diddy on that one though.
Okay. Asking questions.
Oh my God.
Okay. So now, do you have a mentor?
Yes. I would say I got several mentors, but like I say, Michael Collier is one of them. You know what I'm saying? Marlon's been one of my mentors, and a guy that he was at a spot called the venue on 35th Street here in Norfolk, Virginia. James Cooper, he's another mentor of mine. Other than that, mentor, you know, my fault. I should have said Derek Easton, man. He's out of Philly. That's my man right there. He's a reason why I started getting booked a lot out here. He came here, he told me, I'm coming out to do a show at his comedy club. I'm gonna ask them to put you on the show. You know, I don't think they got a host or whatever, so maybe you can be the host and maybe the owner can see you perform. And he came out here and he said, just kill it. That's all I say. Just kill it. You know what I'm saying? And I killed it. So, and then I started getting booked a whole lot at that particular club. And what is it? Kazi's Comedy Club here in Newport News, Virginia. And yeah, man. So yeah, but yeah, that would be people that would be my mentors. Yeah. I can't think of any more. But
No, that's good because I think it is important to have a mentor, somebody to kind of guide you, and it's also someone to just bounce questions off of, whenever you have, a question about something, So I think it's really important to have really several mentors because then you get the game from different.
exactly. And don't let them all be black or men. You know what I'm saying? Like, so yeah, like if you need, like I talk to women too, but see, I wouldn't call them mentors. I would say peers or people outside people. Like I might so you're in the acting, I might ask you something like, so as a woman, if I said this, would you get this, or would you understand with this, or would this make you feel some kind of way, or would this make you laugh? And I might ask somebody that, saying something that seems like a little borderline, you know what I mean? So so I wouldn't necessarily call that type of person a mentor, but like like a peer, I got peers too. I help them and they help me. I have those too, but yeah.
Yeah, that's good. And yeah, never discriminate when you're learning, or yeah, never discriminate, old, young,
Exactly.
it doesn't matter. If you're gonna get some,
Exactly.
get the information.
That's right. That's right.
And so before we wrap up the interview, tell us about some of the things that you have coming up.
Oh, okay, yeah, I got it. My memory is not very good, so I'm gonna pull the flyer out. Well, look at this flyer right here. Oh, you can't see it. Okay, yeah, there we go. This right here, I'm doing a show with Mr. Omar Gooden in Hampton. It's gonna be September 26th, 2024. If y'all watching this in 2025 or something. And we're gonna have my man Quincy Carr, F. William Samuel, and myself. And then we're gonna have Omar Gooden, and he's hilarious. He's not the one that was at the Diddy parties. That's his brother. But yeah. But he was in Baby Boy and hanging with Mr. Cooper. I'm telling my age, but yeah, all those shows. Also doing one with somebody we talked about, Lamont Ferguson, on that Saturday, the 28th. It's gonna be venue 757 in Portsmouth, Virginia, right here by the crackheads, and what I'm saying, the safest part of the city. That's gonna be at 8 o'clock. And Omar Gooden's also gonna be on that show as well. Lamont Ferguson, a guy named First, chick named Kels. Yeah, Kels gonna be on that chain. Yeah, and I'm also this coming Tuesday. I wish I could tell you the time, but just check your local listeners. It's gonna be on a show on a 100.5 here in the Hampton Roads area. 100.5 The Vibe. Gonna be interviewed on there, and it's gonna be all about this show right here. So boom, boom, get your tickets. I hope you can say, yeah, get your tickets. And yeah, that's what I got going on.
I love it. I love it. That's wonderful. Unless you have any more questions, Marlon, we'll go into the martini round. What do you think?
Oh shit! I've been drinking water the whole time. Like Martini.
We'll go into the martini round. We're just gonna have to bring you back on, Dave. We've been on this joint for a minute, acting like we're in your living room right now. So
Exactly.
I told y'all gotta guide me. Like I quick answer for that one.
Actually, I was the one who needed guidance. Thank you for my partner over here. I was all off. We'd have been talking about something totally different by now. So I'm glad you notice I was quiet. I was like, damn, you done talked the whole damn interview. Whose interview is it? Yours or his? All right. Anyway, I'm going to put the show back in the hands that it belongs in right now. So, Jeanette, do what you do.
And Catash, I'm gonna introduce you. I would love for you to meet my friend Keith Ellis, the other clean comedian I was telling you.
Yeah.
We interviewed him a while ago, but I'm gonna connect you guys too. I think that would be a great connection. You can share information and yeah, for sure.
Most definitely. That sounds good to me.
Yeah. So Keith, if you're watching this, I'm gonna put you in touch with Catash, and we're gonna do that.
What
Yeah.
up, Keith? Hey, bruh, we cousins already, man. You already know it, man.
Cool people.
Yeah, I think you'll like him. I think you'll like him a lot. Actually, he's a seasoned comedian, and I know you'll learn a lot from him. He's an educator. As he performs, he educates, and that would be tremendous. Actually,
That's dope. Okay.
You guys definitely get along so well. We'll make that introduction.
That
And
sounds good.
right now we're gonna go into the martini round. So I have 5 questions for you. There's no right or wrong answer. We just, just a question to get to know you a little bit better, right? For the audience, for your fans. All right. So you ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So tell me, what is your favorite snack food?
Jesus. Snack food is supposed to be candy-ish, or can it just be whatever?
Whatever your favorite snack. But just give us one though. Just give us one. We don't want to hear M&Ms and cupcakes. Now,
All right, spinach dip. I'm sorry, that's my jank.
okay. I love some spinach dip with the artichokes or without the artichoke. Just the spinach.
I don't know. It's got cheese in it. What is artichoke? I don't even know what it is.
They come together. That's why it's a vegetable.
It's from Longhorn. Longhorn. So whatever they got in their spinach dip, that's my favorite. It's number one. Like.
All right, cool. Now tell me, what is your favorite time of year?
Christmas all day. Always Christmas.
Christmas time. Okay. If you had to choose cats or dogs?
Dogs. Man, that ain't even a question.
I know that's right. Okay. Now, as of right now, we're in 2024. What is the best movie or TV show that you've seen so far this year?
Oh man, I've watched a lot. What has got me addicted? Ooh.
Just movie or TV show. What is the best one you've seen?
Oh no. Golly. That's a hard one. I'm trying. You said one. I think I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna go with. I'm gonna say Fight Night.
Okay.
I can say like 20 more, but I'll say Fight Night.
All right, well, give us 3. Give us 3. Fight.
Okay. So if I can get 3, then Fight Night. What is that movie? It's everybody was acting like it was so bad, and it was so good. The Believer. What is is it The Believer? Is it? They had to do some to exorcisms at the end. They was calling out Jesus at the end.
Oh, well, did they have to hold the hand?
Lee Daniels. Dang. It was all over social media. The Christians were saying don't watch it and stuff. They're like, oh, you're gonna open a portal in your house. And I'm like, no, that joint was good. That was like the most non-Christian movie I saw in my life. Dang it. Y'all don't know what I'm talking about? It's on Netflix.
On Netflix?
Yeah.
But I have Netflix. Wow, I'm embarrassed. I have no idea what you're talking about though.
Y'all ain't seen it yet. If you have seen it, it's based on a true story, but of course they flipped it up. It's a kid, he walking backwards on the wall in front of the counselor. Monique was in the movie.
Yeah, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. It wasn't The Deliverance, though, right?
The Deliverance.
Okay.
That's a freaking great movie. And Christians, don't be afraid to watch that movie, because I'm trying to tell y'all, there's some real stuff. It's stuff that actually happens in real life with demons. Demons is a real deal. And but this person, her fear killed her, but the other person, she started believing. She didn't believe in God at first, and she started believing, and that's how the demon got casted away, and they go back to hell. That thing was great. That was great. That movie was bad. I loved it. I loved it. I loved it. I loved it. But yeah. Man,
So you said Fight Night, The Deliverance.
You know what I'm saying? And this is gonna sound corny, but like WWE programming. I know.
Dash, you like what you like. You like what you like. Okay.
I know.
Okay. I got it. Okay, so WWE, The Deliverance, and Fight Night. That's what.
Yeah.
And then last question, who would you like to see, or who would you recommend to be on the Actors Endurance podcast?
Who would I like to see on the Actors Endurance?
Like watch on our show. You don't have to have a big booty now, because it's just.
Oh my God! Now you change. I want to change my name. Change it.
Have to have a big booty, Catash, because then we ain't gonna see their booty. Okay, it's just we're just talking to them, just from here up. So
you know what? I think what I can recommend, because he's going through something right now. He probably has a lot to talk about. You know what I'm saying? And he's a comedian too, and he's up and coming. He's out of LA. My man Mar J. Yeah, I think. Yeah, I can give you two, Mar J, and you got Kels Morton. So you got the best of both worlds. You know what I'm saying? Like, one she had white and black, so you got two races right there. And then you know what I'm saying? And Mar J, he just light skinned, so it's but yeah, Mar J, yeah.
Okay, wonderful. Now, before we close this thing out, tell the people, where can they find you? Where can they follow, subscribe? Let them know.
All right, well, like earlier I told you about iTunes and all that, man. You just put in Catash, spelled like succotash, but I'm sucker free. So yeah, iTunes, Catash, YouTube, all that good stuff. Then, but comedy wise, put in comedian David Catash, anywhere. So you can put that on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and it will show up, and you'll get to see some jokes and have a good time, man. We do skits and all that good stuff. So skits and jokes and music, videos, and just a lot of just fun stuff.
Okay, wonderful. This is great. Okay, so you guys make sure you go ahead and follow, like, subscribe to everything that he's doing. He got a show coming up, so make sure you guys go out and support that as well. And we're getting ready to get up out of here.
All right, so everyone, thanks for joining Actors Endurance. Hey, got my card right. Thanks for joining Actors Endurance podcast, and always remember to never give up on your dream. Yeah. Thank you for watching.
All right, guys, I'll catch y'all on the next one.
Thanks for watching Actors Endurance podcast, home of the resilient artist. Don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe.